다 너무 뒷모습이 있는 거.
Got real well.
Let me know when you're up.
Bromance.
Promise.
Oh, I'm moving right. How Cameron? He's just right over here. See where his enemy is? Yeah. He's literally on the other side there. You need 130, 130. Give your breath and close your eyes. Oh, in the front. Go, pick it up. Now, reloading. Push it all the way up. Yeah, I smoked the whole. Hey, full security on that side. Full security on that side. Hurry up. Hey, Sergeant, sit. Pick up your weapons.
Squad, move up to this position. Consolidate your security.
Go, stop. Go, stop.
Keep left, keep left, keep left.
Push more left, push more left. Get in the pro. Hey, get in the pro. Hey, go, go. Hey, you guys are covering down this road. Okay.
So, gentlemen, what you've seen here today, the training that's been conducted behind me by the Buffalo soldiers within 1st Battalion, 17th Infantry, they conducted an attack to seize the village or site held by enemy personnel behind me. They came in on helicopters. They landed on the helicopter landing zone just off camera here, and then closed with and destroyed this village in order to identify enemy personnel, as well as identify any potential sensitive materials that they need to secure, and then to exploit to prevent proliferation into other, third-party actors. But a majority of the training that we've conducted today is always to ensure that we're ready to fight tonight, as we know we have a very important operational mission here, strengthening the alliance between the United States government as well as the South Korean government, to ensure that our strength and our capability is able to secure the Korean Peninsula and ensure we're able to accomplish our nation's objectives that it asked us to. So with that, if there's any further questions, I'd be happy to answer them at this time.
Start today?
Absolutely. So for today's exercise, you can see behind me there's also a Stryker in the background as well. A lot of what we do as a Stryker organization or part of a Stryker Brigade combat team is both mounted and dismounted. So a lot of what we've practiced today is, as you saw, we came in with the helicopters to air assault in as one method of insertion. We've also used our Stryker platforms to augment our dismounted infantry on the ground as a fire support platform to ensure our dismounted infantry squads can get to the objective as quickly as possible, to apply as much combat power as possible to destroy the enemy. So a lot of the skills we've been working on today is our fire and our maneuver. What we call in the Buffalo is our Buffalo basics, or as we fall under the 2nd Infantry Division, we consider those our fight tonight fundamentals. I would assess the readiness levels of both U.S. and ROK-U forces are at an outstanding level. I would assess that any impacts from the previous COVID pandemic have had no impacts whatsoever on our readiness levels, our ability to train in both a unilateral or combined environment. And quite frankly, in the 4.5 months that I've been here, I've been exceptionally impressed with our ROK-U counterparts, and it's been an absolute joy to partner and train with them on a consistent and frequent basis. Absolutely. So the main goal of this training, and it's actually been over the last 4 days. So we started several kilometers north of our current location at an attack position with all of our command and control elements. We've had roughly, I'd say, approximately 700 United States and ROK-U personnel staged in that location with our vehicles and different platforms and weapon systems, and we've systematically cleared against the enemy that they fought here as the enemies retrograded back. But ultimately, we've cleared from north to south to this current objective, which was our ultimate March objective, which we assessed had the largest enemy presence and the potential sensitive materials that we wanted to seize and then exploit. But the ultimate goal truly is to ensure our interoperability as a combined element between U.S. forces and then ROK-U forces, that should we ever get called to go to defend South Korea or to potentially go north, that we are able to work together in a synchronized and effective way to achieve and accomplish our objectives. And I would assess, based off the last 4 days of training, we've absolutely accomplished that goal and have definitely increased our proficiency and our lethality with respect to those fundamentals. So at the end of every objective or end of every training iteration, before we move on to the next phase, we conduct an AAR after action review, where we, the leaders and the OCs that you've seen working around with white engineer tape around their helmets, we come together, we assess what we've seen, and then we pull in the elements and we conduct a very deliberate and methodical discussion of what we saw on the objective, how we executed our tasks that we wanted to accomplish, and then we look to iterate and implement those into each subsequent iteration to ensure that we're not looking for perfection, but we're looking for progress to get better. And then I would assess at the end of all of that, tomorrow we're going to do a collective AAR to assess our training, to ensure we achieved our training objectives, and then are ready for whatever next training evolution that we're going to have. It's the training that we've conducted over the last 4, going on 5 days now. It's been a fantastic opportunity to build the strength of the U.S. and Republic of Korea alliance, to ensure that we're ready to fight tonight, no matter what occurs in the surrounding areas. That's a great question. I think the the frequency of these exercises are paramount to ensuring the readiness and ensuring, like I mentioned, fight tonight we don't consider a catchphrase. It's an absolute reality that we live every day while we're here, deployed here. Even though we're here for only 9 months, we look to gain and maintain readiness every single day, and exercises like the one we're accomplishing right now is a fantastic way to achieve that. It ensures soldiers, as they rotate onto the peninsula, understand the environment. As you can see, the terrain around us is significant. It's severely restrictive. So the sooner we can assimilate to the Korean Peninsula, the terrain that we may need to fight in, that's going to ensure that we're ready to accomplish the task that we're given in the best way possible. I've been exceptionally impressed with our ROK-U counterparts. In the 4.5 months that my battalion has been here so far, we've trained no less than 4 or 5 times with with various ROK-U counterparts, both with armor units, with tanks, with Stryker units, with similar Korean equivalents to our Stryker, as well as light infantry. And they're an exceptionally professional and disciplined force, and I'd be privileged to fight side by side with them should we get called to do so. I would offer, as we observe what's going on in real time in Europe, that is absolutely influencing the tactics, techniques, and procedures that we observe in real time there, and then how we can build that into things we may see on a future battlefield here. Specifically, as a lot of platforms and systems in different countries go from manned to unmanned, we see a lot of that proliferating in that conflict right now, and that's definitely informing how we would act or react to those type threats in this environment as well. I think it's an awesome opportunity, quite frankly. It provides a lot of reality and importance to why we're here. We recognize the sacrifice we make coming over here for 9 months, leaving our families back in the States. It brings into focus that the sacrifice is worth it to ensure the strength of the alliance, to ensure the strength of all of our collective futures. It adds a reality to why we're here, what we're doing, and why we truly need to be ready to fight tonight.